Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Wednesday. Feels weird vlogging on a Wednesday because usually, well, I mean, it doesn't feel weird vlogging on Wednesday. It feels weird vlogging on a Wednesday and not telling you what I did for Cousin Fun Day, but there was no Cousin Fun Day today because Caroline had other stuff that she had to do today. And she texted me last night and she said, I'm going to miss you tomorrow. And I said, I'm going to miss you too. And then she texted me today and she was like, I miss Cousin Fun Day. I was like, I miss Cousin Fun Day too. But anyway, so next week we're doing Cousin Fun Day, but she has to do it on another day because she's got a lot of stuff going on right now. So anyway, missed Caroline today, but I got a lot of stuff done around the house today. I filmed a lot of videos, got a lot of stuff done around the house today. I feel very productive. And I also am very tired. This is one of the reasons why I do not go to bed early. So I'll tell you about my night with Tana Jean last night in just a second. But I got home last night. What time did I get home? I don't even remember. I think it was about 10-ish I got home. And I came inside and Alex is binge watching The Good Wife. He's really, really into The Good Wife. And I just said to him, because he just made a huge salad for dinner, and now he's eating chips and cookies. But anyway, so he's eating this huge salad, and I said, do you want to watch, because we have The Valley that came out, we have Beverly Hills, and I said, we can watch that tonight. And he's like, if you want to, or we can save it till tomorrow night. And he was like, because I'm going to watch this show. And I said, are you still watching The Good Wife? And he looked at me like I was crazy. I go, you binge watch a show really quick. And he goes, I have so many seasons left. And I go, well, what season are you on? He goes, season 1. I said, oh, I thought you were like on season 3 by now or something. He goes, no, I'm still on season 1. So when I came home last night, he was sitting in the living room and he was watching The Good Wife. And I was so tired. We had gone to the grocery store, so I got a bunch of stuff and I put it away in the refrigerator. And I sat there and I was like, I think I'm going to lay down and take a little bit of a nap. So I told him, I said, are you going to stay down here and watch TV? He's like, yeah. So I said, well, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to lay down. My plan was to lay down from like 10:30. Yeah, I did get home at like 10 because this was at like 10:30. I put up my vlog, put the stuff away from the grocery, and then I put up my vlog. Or vice versa, I don't even remember. But anyway, and then I went upstairs and I got into bed and I was so cozy. I was so cozy in bed. And I laid there for a second. And then I was thinking about my books I was going to read and how I was going to finish Long Bright River. And I was so excited about it. And I just could not fall asleep. I set my alarm for 12 o'clock. I think it was 12:05 I set it for. And I just could not fall asleep to save my life. I kept on tossing and turning and tossing and turning. I didn't feel any anxiety. It wasn't anything like that. I don't know what it was. I was just so excited to sit and watch my shows and read my books last night. I was like, I'm going to finish my audiobook and I'm going to I'm going to finish The Last Life as We Knew It. I'm going to read half of what I have left, and then tomorrow night I'm going to read the other half and finish it tomorrow night. And then I'm going to finish A Long Bright River, and I'm going to start some other show. I was really excited about it. So, anyway, I finally got up because I was like, this is pointless. And I came downstairs and Alex was like, I thought you were taking a nap. Oh, I've been washing comforters too to put on for the spring. We have them all folded up in the basement and stuff like that, but I'm airing them out. And so I'm 2 of them I washed because I want to change all the comforters and stuff like that. So anyway, I went down the basement and I came back upstairs and he goes, I thought you laid down. I was like, I couldn't sleep. He was like, why not, babe? And I was like, I don't know. I'm just so excited about watching my shows and stuff. So I sat there. He was still watching The Good Wife. So I brought my iPad out and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give the Ghosts, the UK version of it, 1 season. And then if I decide that I don't want to watch it anymore past then I'll just watch the 1 season. Did I tell you I watched the first episode the night before of UK Ghosts? I've had so many people tell me that I feel like I said this last night on my vlog, but I've had so many people that told me that they like UK Ghosts better than they like the US Ghosts. To me, and I'm only at the beginning of the 3rd episode, there is no comparison to me at all. The US Ghosts is so much better than the UK Ghosts. And I know the UK Ghosts, I believe it was first. I'm sure it was first. It just feels very amateurish to me. I don't know, the jokes, And everybody's like, well, it's kind of like really dark humor. No, it's just the jokes are kind of flat, honestly. I just don't like it as well. I don't know. The characters are not as endearing. I love like all the ghosts on the US version, and I love Sam and Jay, the couple that move into the house. On the other show, like, they're a very similar couple, but I don't know, like, it's just so different to me. The ghosts are not as likable either. Maybe they get more likable as you watch the show, but I don't know, I'm just not that invested in it. So I sat down on the couch and I was like, okay, I'm going to watch another episode of this UK Ghost, and then I was like, and then I'm going to finish my audiobook, which was I Found You by Lisa Jewell. I was like, I'm going to finish that, and then I'm going to read, like, for an hour or two. And I was like, this is good, because, you know, it's not even midnight yet. I'm getting started on my books, and I can watch Long Bright River, and I can get into some other show, and I can start some other show. Tanya had been telling me about Friends and Neighbors, but I was on Apple, but I was like, I'm not watching it until it's all out. I think Yellow Jackets is almost all out or all out, so I think I might start that next. I don't know, like, the last season of Yellow Jackets ended on such a strange note that I'm just not that interested in watching this season. I will watch it, I just don't know. I mean, it's not like, I thought I was gonna, I don't know. There's so many shows I want to start next. And I was like, I gotta watch 1,000 Pound Sisters, because I was gonna do my reaction to it today, and 1,000 Pound Sisters was on last night, so I was real excited about it. Oh, let's pause for a second and do a time and temperature check. So it is currently 6:27 p.m. and the temperature it was really nice today, but it feels a little bit cooler now. Oh, it says it's 59. It sure doesn't feel like it says 59 and sunny. I mean, it's sunny, kind of, partly cloudy. I mean, it's a pretty night. It does not feel like 59 or 60, though. It feels cooler than that. But anyway, and then I also, last night at the grocery store, we did not stop and get a fountain pop. So at the grocery store, I got a Diet Dr. Pepper, and this is how much of it I drank last night, which is leading to the next part of my story. So, So I sat there and I watched Ghost. I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, so when I get done with this episode of Ghost, I'm going to listen to my audiobook, and then I'm going to read the book, and then I was like, and then I'll do my prayers and meditations, and then I'll watch, not Sister Wives, that's not what I meant, 1,000 Pound Sisters. Then I'm going to watch 1,000 Pound Sisters, and then, and have that all ready for tomorrow to do my reaction. I'd already made my list of, like, all the videos I was going to do and stuff for today. And then I was like, because I hadn't filmed so many videos yesterday, so a lot of them were carryovers. And then I was like, and then I'm going to finish Long Bright River. I was really excited about finishing Long Bright River because I love it. And then I'm going to start some new show. Well, I got done with the second episode of the UK Ghosts. And, like, towards the end of when I was watching it, Alex, like, turned off the TV, and he was like, I'm going to go to bed. And I was like, you're going to go to bed? It must have been, it was like, because it was, like, early for him to go to sleep. I was like, you're going to sleep, like, going to bed, go to sleep? And he was like, yeah. And at that time, it was like, I think it was like 11:30 or something. And I was like, okay. So he went upstairs and went to sleep. Usually, like, you know, he turns the lights on upstairs so I can see him. And, like, in the windows, I can see the light upstairs that's on. But he turned it off right away. And then I took my AirPod out, and he had the fan on already. I was like, oh, he's going to sleep for the night. I thought he'd go up there and watch TikToks or whatever. Because when he turns the fan on, that means he's out for the night. So I got done with the UK Ghosts, and then I was, like, really tired. And it was, like, at that point, I think it was, like, almost 12. No, it couldn't have been, because the episode's only 28 minutes. I think it was, like, 11:45. So I, like, turned all the lights off downstairs, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to lay down, actually, for, like, an hour. I was really tired, and I was like, I think I'm going to lay down for just an hour. So I went upstairs, and when I got into bed, Alex actually, like, he turned over, and he was, like, still kind of awake, and he goes, are you going to sleep for the night? I said, no, I'm just going to lay down for, like, an hour. I set my alarm for, I think I set it for, like, 1, and I said, I just want to sleep for, like, an hour, and then I'm going to get up, and I'm going to watch all my shows and read my books. He was like, okay, babe. So I laid there, and my alarm went off, and so I went and I turned my alarm off. I didn't, like, snooze it. I, like, turned it off. I was like, I'm going to lay down for, like, another hour. The next thing I know, I woke up and Alex is getting out of bed to get ready for the day. I was like, oh my God, I slept straight through the night. I must have needed it because I was still exhausted when he was getting up, and that was, what, 6+ hours later. He was getting up, and, well, no, at that point it was 6:30, 6:37. He was getting up for his day. And I was, like, still so asleep. So he came over, and he, like, got ready and whatever, and then, like, gave me a kiss goodbye, and then he left for work. And I was like, I'm going back to bed. I finally got up. I think it was, like, 10 or something like that. But I was like, I must have really needed that sleep. But all day today, I have really struggled. Like, I have been so tired. I don't know if I'm still, like, catching up on sleep, or I'm getting all these texts. Who's texting me? Oh my gosh. 2 people I haven't heard from in a long time. So I don't know if I'm still kind of like catching up on sleep or getting rested or whatever. But I have been like struggling all day. I've been so tired all day today. So I actually got up and like did my prayers and meditations and all that kind of stuff. And then I had my coffee. And, but I really didn't even drink that much of it. And then now I'm like, okay, anyway, and then I was like, I'm going to listen to some of this audiobook. So I actually sat right out here and like watched they were like doing landscaping today. I think they were pruning trees. And I sat here in my chair and I finished the book. I Found You by Lisa Jewell. I think I gave it 3 stars. I did not love it. I did not love it at all. It's one of the most complicated books I've ever read. I mean, seriously, it's very, not seriously. I mean, it's just a complicated mystery. I'm not going to ruin it for anybody in case you want to read it, but it's like, you think it's this person. I mean, it's a good thriller. I think I would have liked it better if I had read the physical copy of it versus listening to it. It's just very confusing, especially, like, I would say the last half of it. So it's about this guy, and he, like, has amnesia. And then it starts going back in time, and you start thinking in your head, well, is it him? Is it him? And you don't really know who it is. And then but it keeps on flashing back in time and coming back in time, and then it's this woman that he meets that he's living with, like, for the time being. And then there's this other woman that's, like, looking for her husband. It's, like, 3 stories going on at the same time, and you think you know who it is. It's very confusing, the whole story. I did not enjoy it at all. I mean, it was well written, and it was well put together, but I just did not enjoy it at all. So I finished that, and I was like, okay, I gotta get started with my day. So I finished that. I was, like, very proud of myself for finishing that. Well, I actually started another book. I literally listened to the preface of it. And it's a book that somebody put on Facebook last night, like in one of those groups, like those book groups. And they were like, this is the best book I've read this year. And so it's called All the Missing Pieces by Catherine Callis. I've never heard of this book before in my entire life. I don't even know when it came out. I think it just came out this year. Hold on. But it kind of sounds like a thriller / romance is what it sounds like. It came out January 7th of 2025. Sometimes the last thing you expect is exactly what you need, the final missing piece. And sometimes it comes in the form of a towering, broody sheriff determined to get in your way at every step. Ridley Sawyer knows what it's like to miss someone, to feel like a piece of her vanished, because it happened to her the night her twin sister disappeared. Now Ridley channels that loss into hope, traveling the country covering cold cases for her true crime podcast. She might not have found justice for her sister, but that doesn't stop her from finding it for others until Sheriff Coulter Brooks gets in her way. The one thing about the book already I can tell you is I don't love the names. It's like she tried to pick the most out there names. Like, I think her sister's name is Avery. Did it say Avery in here? I think her sister's name is Avery. Her name's Ridley. Coulter Brooks. I mean, anyway, Colt knows what it's like to have reporters descend on his town in the wake of a tragedy, and he's not about to let a fiery podcaster stir up trouble. It doesn't matter that her haunting blue eyes tell him there's more to Ridley's story, or that he can't stop imagining what it would be like to touch her. But when Ridley's cold case turns hot and she's thrust into the crosshairs, Colt has no choice but to step in. Suddenly, Ridley's living at his house, drinking his whiskey, and stealing his dog's affections, but she's also proving that she's so much more than his first impression. You know what else I just remembered I have to watch is Dark Winds. I haven't even started that yet this season. And as they get closer to the truth, the game they've been playing might just turn deadly. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? So I started that today as well. Has she written other books? I'm sure she has. Beautiful Exile, Beautiful Beginnings. Wrecked Beginnings, Beautiful Broken Pieces, Beautifully Broken Redemption. Oh, I guess she does like series of... Oh, it's all romance. This is interesting. This is the book. This book is like a completely new... She has 27 titles. A revamping of how her covers look. Like, let me just give you an example. Okay. So this is the cover. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. And then let me give you a cover of Beautiful Broken Pieces. I'm wondering if she's not like... A lot of authors do this. Riley Sager did it. Where they like kind of revamp their image. Riley Sager actually, that's not his real name. He wanted a more androgynous name. I read this whole article about it, and he changed like the format of what his covers look like and everything, and then just they started selling off the shelves. But anyway, which is interesting. His books for me, Riley Sager's books for me, always kind of like hit in the middle. Tanya loves his books, but for me, they always I always think they're going to be so good. I haven't read one of them in a while. Cabin by the Lake or something like that. Tanya read that. She loved that book. But every time, I can't remember what the last one of his was that I read, but like, I think I've only read like 2 or 3 of them. The last one of his that I read, I thought it was going to be so good, and then I was just like, it just was kind of lame. It was about an old building. I remember people living in this old building or something like that. I think that's the last one I read. Or maybe it was about the Friends on the Run. I feel like his books are always very similar to other books that I've read or other books that I've seen that are bestsellers. He kind of like changes them a little bit. I don't know. I don't love Riley Sager's books. But anyway, so I started that book. But like I said, I must have needed a sleep because I slept all through the night. I was so disappointed. Oh my God. That was like the first thing when I got up today. I was like, you didn't finish your books or watch your shows and you don't have 1,000 Pound Sisters to cover today. So I did videos on all my channels except for 1,000 Pound Sisters. But I did end up filming 6 videos except for besides this one already. So 7 total because I think I did 2 drama videos today. I'm trying something different. I'm trying to do like shorter videos and oh my God, you know what? I have not seen her in forever. Oh, she got her hair colored and cut and everything. I wonder where her dog is. That's the woman with the Lassie dog. I haven't seen her like all winter. I haven't seen her. I don't think. But anyway, she's the one that's like really like she can't hear very well. And so unless she's like looking at you, she doesn't. Anyway, she's really, really sweet. I love her so much. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I did 2 drama videos. Hold on. I did 2 drama videos. Oh, this is what I was saying. So my drama channel, I'm trying to do something a little different. We'll see. It'll probably last a day or 2. You know, I always come up with these ideas and then it's like 2 days later I'm back to the whole thing. But anyway, I was like, I think, because my videos over there have been like 40 to 50 minutes long or longer, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do shorter videos, which they both were like 22 minutes. That's as short as I can go. So I did 2 like 20-minute videos. One's about Mr. Beast, and one's about this woman that was selling human remains on Facebook Marketplace. Did I tell you guys about that yesterday in my vlog? That's how I came up with the idea about it. I found it on the Facebook. But anyway, I'm just going to start doing stuff that interests me over there. Like stories that I see that... I mean, I'm always interested in what I'm talking about, but like stuff that I'm like, ooh, I want to talk more about that. So I did those 2 videos. I did a Peterisms video. So over my Peterisms video, in case you guys are interested at all, people have asked me to do like advice stuff, and for a long... I did it a long time ago over there. I think I might do it like on my drama channel, just like funny advice. But over there I started like an Ask Peter kind of thing that I'm going to do like this spring and summer. That'll be fun. Do something different. So I did that, and then I read a meditation. Good meditation today. And then I did a review of Dubai chocolate, which there's a story to that in just a second. And then I did, I showed my stuff that I bought from like the birdhouses and stuff like that, the bird feeders. I think on the video, I don't know because I didn't go back and watch it, but I think I called the water bowls for the birds. I think I called them water bowls for birds instead of bird baths. I don't know. But anyway, what was so weird was I got done with that video. That was the last video that I filmed. And then I was uploading it. Alex came home and whatever. And before I came out here to vlog, there were 2 more packages. I think it's actually my glass bird bath that I got from this Etsy artist, which are very, very cool. I can't wait to show those. So I showed all that stuff in a Peter Does Stuff video, and then I didn't do a TV video today, and then I did a review of Broken Country on my BookTube channel. So yeah, I filmed a lot of videos today. I kind of took breaks in between filming, because that's kind of how I used to do it back in the day. Recently, I've just been like back-to-back filming. So today I'd like film a video, take a little bit of a break, film a video. Well, other than, I'd filmed the 2 drama videos back-to-back, but other than that, I kind of like took a little bit of a break, filmed a video, took a little bit of a break, filmed a video. It was nice. It was a good day today. So yeah, and then tonight's my plans. Now, I will be taking a nap. I think I'm gonna probably try to take like an earlier nap, and then get up and have the rest of the night, and then maybe not stay up. I know I say this, and then I'll end up going to bed at like 6:30. Not staying up as late as I usually do, and getting up a little bit earlier tomorrow. I mean, I will say this, like I don't usually get up as early as I did today. It was nice getting up a little bit earlier. But I still, like, I mean, I'm still vlogging at the same time. It's like I still, you know, filmed videos and worked as late as I usually do. So, I don't know that it made a huge, it just didn't, sometimes it feels rushed. It didn't feel as rushed as it usually does. So tonight, I'm going to watch 1,000 Pound Sisters. Oh, I already finished that book, so I'm going to listen a little bit more to this book. I'm going to read The Life as We Knew It book, the 4th one. I got to finish that and get done with that, so I can get back to those Edge of Collapse books. And then, she's walking the other way right now. She's not looking over here at all. And then, hey! And then, she like looked over and she went. And then I'm going to, finish Long Bright River. I might watch another episode. I think the first season of UK Ghost only has 6 episodes. So I might watch another episode of that tonight. They're short. They're like 28 minutes or something. The US Ghosts are 21 minutes, so it's longer than that. But I'll probably watch one of those tonight. I don't know, just relax and stuff. I'm really excited. Because I filmed so many videos today, with my BookTube videos and my Peterisms videos, I'm trying to like at least leave a day in between so people can kind of like catch up and watch them. So tomorrow I probably won't film that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no idea what I'm going to film in my drama video tomorrow. But on my other channels I've got ideas. Because at the grocery store last night, I bought stuff to review. I bought Cadbury cream eggs. I bought like 3 different kinds of Cadbury eggs. I almost call them crapberry eggs. I bought like 3 different kinds of Cadbury eggs. I bought 2 other kinds of Easter candy. And obviously I have to do those before Sunday. Because Sunday is, it's not Easter. It's the return of Sister Wives. No, it's Easter. It's on Sunday. Do you know what is so weird is Tanya last night bought a ham for Easter. And it's very rare that I crave, like, meat. Like, oh, like, that sounds like just a piece of meat. But ever since she talked about this damn ham last night, she couldn't find the right one she wanted. Then she was going to, like, maybe get one from, like, those ham places. But she's just getting it because of the people that are working at the kennel. So Tanya always does this. It's just not so nice. For, like, everybody that works at the kennel, because, you know, they have to work on holidays because they have all the dogs they're boarding and whatever, and cats. So for everybody that works in the kennel, like, if Tanya does, like, if she goes to Thanksgiving at her family's house, she cooks an entire Thanksgiving meal for everybody that works. I mean, stuffing, mashed potatoes, turkey, ham, the whole 9 yards, deviled eggs, salad. She does the whole thing. Cranberry sauce. It's at the kennel for everybody that works there. Christmas, same deal. Easter, same deal. I mean, isn't that so nice? So she was buying this ham and stuff for the kennel and getting stuff for the kennel for Easter. And, so anyway, but ever since she talked about that damn ham, that is a weird one. That's not something I've craved in a long time. But I don't know what just made me think about, God, we're talking about Easter and Cadbury eggs. I don't know, it just reminded me of like green beans and stuffing and just a piece of ham. I don't know why that just sounds so good. It's weird. It's weird the things that, like, every once in a while as a vegetarian you crave. I don't usually crave, like, meat stuff. I mean, because I eat a lot of, like, fake meat, you know? So I don't usually crave, like, meat. I don't know if there's fake ham. I mean, is there a fake ham? I don't know that I've ever seen it. Let's look it up and see. I'll look it up and I'll be like, oh yeah, of course there's this. But I don't. Plant-based ham. Now, Trader Joe's and other places have some weird stuff. Like, they've got, like, these turkey rolls and stuff like that that are plant-based. Plant-based ham. This is hamburger. Tofurkey smoked ham style plant. That looks gross. Ham style deli slices. Oh, that would actually not be bad. Where do you get those? For like lunch meat, but it's not. Look at this. That actually would be pretty good. I wonder where you can get that. I've never seen that anywhere. That looks pretty good. What does it have in it? Water, wheat, paprika, cane sugar. How healthy is it? Oh, 11 grams of protein, 70 calories. Per container. That's not that bad at all. Ooh, I might have to try some of that. Simple Truth. I do like their stuff. What is this? Oh, they got Black Forest. Oh, that's Black Forest ham. Plant-based deli slices. Why have I never seen these plant-based deli slices before? Maybe I just walk right, because maybe I don't look at deli meat that much anymore. Vegan meal kit. Factor. Never looked at it. Oh, here it is. Whole cut loin. Plant-based. Gross. Impossible plant-based breakfast sandwiches. I think I've gotten those before. Those look good. Now I'm getting hungry. Best vegan ham recipe. Vegan ham. I mean, they have them. Why does that sound good to me? What's a vegan ham recipe? Let's look and see what's in a vegan ham. This vegan ham recipe is a perfect dish. It looks so gross. I don't know why. That does not look like what the ham I was thinking about. Oh, no. Get out. Where? Okay. Vegan ham. Let's look at this different one. This is from the Hidden Vegan. Hopefully there's no videos that play. This vegan ham recipe will amaze you. Here it is. This vegan ham recipe will amaze you. Salty, smoky mock meat made from seitan? I don't know how to pronounce that. S-E-I-T-A-N, and roasted to perfection. It's sure to make a holiday meal special and is perfect for a vegan ham sandwich. I have a feeling if I brought this to any kind of holiday, they would just gag a maggot. I've been playing around with seitan recipes. I don't even know. That's too hard for me. I was thinking just buy one. Plant-based ham roast with amber ale glaze. Tofurkey. This is what I was talking about. Oh, you really can't. Oh, look at that roast. I mean, I guess it doesn't look too bad, but it's got like stuffing in the middle of it. I don't know that I've ever heard of this brand. Tofurkey. Plant-based. Main course. Here it is. Sure enough. Sure enough. Oh, they've got 3 of them. Has anybody had these? Tofurkey? Oh, it doesn't look so good though, does it? Mm-mm. Why would you put it with mango slices? I think that's kind of weird. They've got 2 different flavors. I can't see what the flavors are. Here it is. Anyway, Tanya's fault that I'm craving ham now. I don't even know why. It's so weird. So tonight, like I said, watch my shows, read, take a nap, relax. I'm really excited just to relax tonight. I am. I don't know why I've been so tired lately. Oh, I got to tell you guys something I'm so excited about. Okay. So, it'd be best just to show you. Okay. So let me show you. We'll go this side first. Okay. So I haven't cleaned any of this up yet, but you can see the hostas right there. Look, 1, 2, 3. These are sprouting up a little bit. 4. Can you see them? 4. And then 5 down there. So all 5 are coming up. Now over here, 1. I don't know if you can see those or not, but they're coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to show this with weeds. And then 5. Okay? Now, I was really worried about this little area right here. But look, they're coming up. There they are. They're coming up. I'm so excited about it. So my hostas are coming up. It's going to be beautiful out here this summer. Whew. And then I think when my hostas are up and I'm not worried about them anymore, I do think I'm going to hire her guy from next door because she said he's really nice. And I'm just going to come out. I'm just going to have him. There's really not that many weeds on that side this year. This side's real short. By this point, there's usually a lot of weeds. I'm going to have him come over here and just, that way I don't have to go buy mulch or anything like that. He can just come and like mulch it and like weed it, and I'm gonna have him come like 3 times this summer. She said he's really reasonable, so like reasonably priced. By the way, that guy, I'm out of breath just from I'm out of breath just from showing you my hostas. Oh my, the camera stopped while I was talking about that. Do you guys know the guy that walked by the other day and said that he knew my brother-in-law Fufu, Juan Carlos? So I texted Fufu right after I got done. Where's my text to him? And I was telling him about this guy coming by and what his name was. And he was like, yeah, that sounds like so-and-so. He's like, yeah, we're both Sigma Chi. And he's like, he's a homie. And I was like, yeah, he was really nice. We were going back and forth. But anyway, he's doing good. Jesse's doing good. The baby's doing good. Anyway, he was going to a baseball game that night. I told Tanya last night, I very rarely, and I got this at the checkout line at the grocery store, I very is very and rarely combined. I very rarely ever get a soda in a bottle anymore. I like a can, or I like it on ice, or a fountain. I don't even know the last time. I know when I say that, somebody will be like, well, Peter! I don't remember the last time, but it's not my first choice. But when we were leaving the grocery store, Tanya was like, do you want to go get a fountain pop? I said, we don't have to. I said, because she was getting ready to take me home. We've been gone forever. And she was like, well, she was getting really tired. And she was like, well, let's just get something here then. And I said, okay. So she got a Diet Coke and I got a Diet Dr. Pepper at the checkout line. Anyway, at the grocery store. But we were on the way back drinking these. And I said, oh my God, this takes me back to like summers. Because we would get a fountain pop, and then whatever we got the fountain pop of, like if I got a Diet Dr. Pepper fountain pop, then I would also get like a bottle of the Diet Dr. Pepper, and then like when we were sitting around our fire out in our backyard, we'd like pour it into, but we'd sometimes, reminded me of that last night. Last night really took me back to like the early days of hanging out with Tanya and sobriety and stuff like that. So, last night, okay, so we had marriage counseling last night. Got the vlog and everything done. I got my Peter Watches TV video up, and then took an Uber, and I got there right. I could not believe it. Like, literally, like, I pulled up, and it was, like, 4:59 when the Uber dropped me off. So I got there right on time. Alex was already there, so I went in, had a therapy session. We had such a great therapy session last night. We talked a lot about, like, how our communication has changed and evolved and grown since when we like first met to now. It's so interesting, like dissecting and talking about communication patterns and how you talk and things like that. We talked a lot about our trip too, but it's interesting because I think like, before we went to couples counseling, I always just kind of thought that stuff, I don't know, I lived in kind of this fairy tale world where I just kind of thought a lot of that stuff just came naturally, that you should just know that stuff. Like, if you love each other enough, there shouldn't be any problem. Like, you should just be able to communicate to each other and whatever, without really understanding how the other person communicates. And I'm not, when we say communicate, I don't just mean like talking to each other. Like, you talk, I listen, I talk, you listen. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, just the different ways that people communicate, whether it's nonverbal communication or, like through touch or listening to somebody or validating what they're listening to, But I think I was always under this belief system that if you just fall in love and you love this person, that everything else will just find its way and work itself out. Little did I know that that was not necessarily the truth, which is one of the reasons why, like, when we talk about marriage counseling, I always refer to it as, like, us having a vocal coach if you're a singer, because it just takes us from here so much. It just makes our relationship so much stronger. So we were talking a lot about, like, how our communication has, like, improved through the years and how we communicate to each other differently, even just in, like, asking each other to do something, or, like, if he needs me to do something or I need him to do something, just like, that was one of the examples we used, and how we would ask it versus expecting the person to know that we needed that. I think that's one of the things, like, when you talk about communication, expecting your partner to know what your needs are and how you would like them to respond instead of asking for that. And then if you feel like you have to ask for that, because that person should, of course, on day one be trained to know exactly how to respond to you, right? Like, that's, I think, we have this, like, we grow up with, like, movies and books that teach us about fairy tales, right? And so, and it's not something that your parents tell you or people around. I mean, my parents didn't have, my dad and my stepmom have a great marriage, but like my dad and my mom didn't have a great marriage. So those aren't things that like, I don't even think that, I don't know, like, that it's not things that people teach you, you know, like, that are in great marriages or good relationships to communicate with each other. But I think, like, that's one of the things, is, like, you get into a relationship and you think, well, like, he should know that I want something romantic, or, you know, or he should know this, or whatever, or she should know that. And then if they don't, then it falls short of your expectations. Well, what I know is, from recovery, that a resentment is an unfulfilled expectation. It's when somebody doesn't act the way that I think that they should, or a situation doesn't turn out the way that I think it should. So when you're in a relationship, and let's just say if somebody forgets your anniversary, which thank God has never happened to us, because I'm the one that would, well, he now would care about that, but back in the day, you know. But, I mean, there's things that are important to him, there's things that are important to me, right? So I'm just using examples that are coming up. But anyway, like, that's something that I think, like, I'm trying to think of an example, like, Valentine's Day has always been real important to me. It wasn't so much when we first started dating. And so, like, I can remember, like, he really, well, I've shared the story of the first Valentine's Day and stuff like that, but he really tried hard because he knew that, like, that was something that's important to me. But, like, if you don't tell the other person what you need from them, like, I have friends of mine that are like, do you know how many times my husband's brought me flowers? One time on our first day and never since. Well, have you ever told your husband that you would like flowers? Have you ever told your husband that would mean a lot to you? Like, I've told Alex, like, I love when you surprise me with little stuff. Even if he just has, like, a dinner, like, you know, a lunch and learn kind of dinner kind of thing, and he'll be like, oh, we had, like, lemon cake. I know you like lemon cake, so or anything lemon flavored, so I brought you lemon cake. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Or, like, flowers or whatever. I don't even care if he went out and picked them himself or bought them or whatever. It's just the thought, right? But if you don't tell that person what your needs are, what your desires are, what you want from them, you can't expect them to know that. Like, they have an entire history of relationships and growing up that. And so last night in our therapy session, we talked a lot about how our communication has changed. And that's been a huge thing of, like, each of us asking for what we need in the relationship, you know? And I think that that's really, really vital, because I think that when I look at my past relationships that have not been successful, I definitely think that that is one thing that sort of them not being successful was both of us expecting the other person to act in a way that we just think, well, if you loved me, you would do that. Or if you loved me, then you would know that. Or if you loved me, then... And I'm not talking about... I'm not talking about, like, abusive situations. I'm talking about just, like, if you loved me, then you would bring me flowers. Well, not everybody wants flowers. My husband, flowers mean absolutely nothing to him. I could bring him flowers every single day, and he could care less. It was funny because when we first started dating, like, once a week, I would go to McNamara Florist, and it's like the florist around here in Indianapolis that I love. I think I've actually shown it in a couple videos. And I knew he loved, like, anything tropical. So I would go and I would spend, like, I mean, I've spent a lot of money on these. Maybe it wasn't every Friday. Maybe it was, like, every other Friday. But I would get these, like, and have them delivered to where he worked. And then I would also go to Einstein Bagels, and I would buy him, I used to do this a lot, and I would buy him, he loved the bagel pizzas that they, like, had, anyway. To find out later that he doesn't even like flowers, he likes tropical plants. He loves plants, but flowers, I mean, he would rather me, like, buy him a tropical plant for the back porch, you know? And he loved the pizzas, but he didn't really care about the flowers. It just meant a lot to him that I thought it all the way through and had them delivered. That's what meant something to him. That when they came, he'd be like, oh, Peter thought of me. He didn't care about the flowers, you know? And it's so crazy when you think about that, because until we started breaking it down and thought about, like, and I would ask him, like, oh, so you really, did you care about the flowers? No, I didn't. It wasn't about the flowers. It was about the thought that you were thinking of me. Those are the things I think that, like, communication helps us a lot, you know, with in therapy and things like that. So anyway, that was therapy last night. I had a great session last night. It was cool last night, but it was really nice. Oh, this is so funny. So I was sitting out here waiting for the Uber. I dressed so cute last night. I actually got everything done, got a shower done, everything like that. But I wore jeans, and I wore my gray hoodie that I always wear, this hat that I always wear. But then I wore my brown leather Birkenstock clogs and black socks. Well, I was sitting out here. I had just done this wash of all these black socks, because I wore black socks to Ultra. So I just done this wash and like put them all together. I have this huge bin in the basement of probably literally, I'm not even lying, if I had to guess, I'd say 80 pairs of socks. Not all of them black. They're all different white, different colors. Fun socks, all different kinds of stuff. So anyway, I'm sitting out here last night. I'm like this. I always point my toes. Alex laughs at it. So I'm sitting here and I'm pointing my toes and I looked. I was like, I'm literally, the Uber was like a minute and a half away. And I was like, oh my God, you have 2 different black socks on. And I know this does not, I almost was like, just let it go. Like practice just letting it go. And I just couldn't because my OCD really kicked in. And so I was like, and it was like obvious too. It was like, because like the lines on one of them like went a different direction. I mean, it was obvious. And one of the socks was a little like one was like a brand new black sock and the other one was like, it wasn't an old black sock, but it was a little bit more faded than the other one. I mean, it wasn't like to anybody else. I don't think most people would notice it, but it was obvious to me. I ran through this house so quick. I like went upstairs. I knew I had another pair of black socks. I'm like holding them up to the light. Like, are they the right match? I come down here. The Uber pulls up. I'm like running down there. Got my bag, got my socks and all this kind of stuff. And I got in the car and he was so nice. And I said, I am so sorry. I said that I made you wait. He's like, I just pulled up. And I was like, it's so funny because Ubers will tell me, they're like, you're always like, I always usually stand out at the end of the driveway and they'll be like, you're always waiting right when we come up. He's like, most people like come out of the house like 5 minutes later. I'm like, that's rude, first of all, when you get an Uber. But I said to him, and he had some really nice car. I don't know what it was, like a Malibu or something. It was beautiful inside. And, I mean, it felt very luxurious. I felt like I was in a limousine. I wasn't, but I felt like I was. And I said to him, I go, I'm so sorry. I said, I have to change my, he was just like, he was laughing at me. He was like, what happened? And I go, this guy was so nice. And I was like, I have 2 different black socks on that don't match. And I said, I know nobody else would care. He goes, oh no, I'm exactly the same way. He goes, I would have to have them match. So anyway, I got those black socks. So I'm carrying all this stuff in, you know, as I'm like going to the, and then I also have my cologne with me and I had it in my bag. My bag was like overflowing. So So when we got done with therapy last night, Alex dropped me off at Tanya's house. Tanya texted me. Did I tell you guys this last night? I don't know if she texted this to me. Well, I guess I could look and see what time she texted it to me. She wanted to go to a different meeting last night. She was like, because I was getting there earlier, and since I didn't want to go to dinner, when did she text this to me? Hold on a second. She texted me at 4:11. Thinking about going to this meeting. You down? I said, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. So anyway, okay, so our Tuesday night meeting is at 8 o'clock, but I was getting to her house at 6. I didn't want to go eat anywhere. And she was like, she didn't really want to either. So she was like, let's try earlier meeting. So we tried a 7 o'clock meeting last night. And then we had like some friends of ours meet us there as well. We had 2 of our friends meet us there. So I get in the car and she's showing me this meeting. And I look at it because it's like the map and it has like, it's from like the 12-step like website. Who is barking so crazy? So she's showing it to me, and I look, and I go, oh, girl. She goes, what? I go, is it a literature meeting? She got laughing so hard. I said, listen, Linda. I said, I get out of the house like once or twice a week. Are you going to take me to a literature meeting? Okay, let me explain to you what a literature meeting is. Okay, there's several different types of 12-step meetings, okay? There's speaker meetings. Tanya and I hardly ever go to speaker meetings together because it's just somebody getting up and sharing their story. It's fine. I love speaker meetings, but like if we're going to go together, we're going to go to a discussion meeting, which is the second. Who is barking so crazy? Somebody's saying hush. It's coming from down there. It's 2 dogs walking past each other is what it is. See, smart. Like it takes brain science to sit on this porch and figure that out. So anyway, so there's discussion, or there's speaker meetings. I mean, there's a lot of different kinds of meetings. Not really, but there's speaker meetings, and then there's discussion meetings, okay? And discussion meetings are where you come up with a topic, and then everybody goes around, and they're like, you know, like, hi, and, you know, then you share. Or you pass. If you don't want to share, you don't have to say anything, you just pass. And then there's like speaker meetings where a speaker meeting will be like for the first 20 minutes and then the rest of the meeting is a discussion meeting. There's those. Anyway, there's a couple different ways. There's meditation meetings. But when I first got sober, there was like speaker meetings, discussion meetings. And then there were literature meetings. Well, literature meetings are basically discussion meetings. It just means you read literature. And there's like 3 different books that you would read from that are like, it's called like 12-step approved literature. So it has to be approved literature. Like, you wouldn't just be like, okay, today we're going to read The Fault in Our Stars. You know, I mean, like, it's not like that. It has to be approved literature by, like, 12-step approved literature. But what you do usually is, this one was different last night. It was like, they read, like, 1 chapter out of something, and it was a real short chapter, and then there was, like, a newcomer at the meeting, so, like, everybody shared, like, so that's called the first step meeting. And so then everybody shares, like, their experience coming in and getting sober for that one person in the meeting. And so we read, like, about the first step. So anyway, but usually it'll be, like, a story, or it'll be, like, and so it's, like, the reading is, like, 20, so they go around and, like, I'll read, like, 2 paragraphs, then I'll go pass, and then the next person reads, pass, and then then it keeps on going in that order, but then that person shares, right? It depends on what the topic is, what you read about, okay? Like, I mean, if you're reading about acceptance is the answer to all of our problems today, it can be really interesting, you know? If you're reading about something like the doctor's opinion, okay, like, about the doctor, anyway, it can be real boring, you know what I mean? It just depends. But literature meanings, I think they're very important, okay? This is where I think they're important because you get to understand the literature. Like, in early sobriety, I went to a lot, but I was going to 7 meetings, 14 meetings a day when I first got sober. So I was going to, well, I don't know, I went to a lot of meetings when I got sober. I don't even know how many now. It's been 30 years. But anyway, when I came back, I was going to a lot, like the 4 years I didn't go to meetings, I was going to 2 a day. So I was going to 14 meetings a week, and I was going to literature meetings as well. Because you get to really know the literature. Like, if you go to a lot of 12-step meetings, you'll know people that quote literature like that. Like, my mom, they call them big book thumpers. My mom was a big book thumper. I mean, she could quote anything out of any of the text that was 12-step approved. I mean, she knew it. Like, but my mom didn't have a hard time memorizing stuff anyway. She knew all of it. But she went to a lot of literature meetings, too. And she was also there's workshops, which is like you'll go through the steps or you go through the book. My mom was in a lot of workshops. I've done a few workshops. So, but anyway, discussion meetings are where you kind of like, to me, I love discussion meetings because you get to hear everybody's what their experience, strength, and hope is about a certain topic. I mean, literature meetings are similar to that because they're still discussion meetings, but sometimes it's like, sometimes the readings will be 45 minutes and then it's 3 people share. It can be real dry. And I didn't know. And Tani's like, Peter, she's like, you know everybody. She always says this. She's like, every meeting we go into, you always know half the meeting, even if you've never been to it before, because you know so many people in recovery in Indianapolis. Which is kind of true, but I was like, I don't think I know anybody at this meeting. We walk in, sure enough, I know half the room. It was fun. It was so fun. I got to see people I hadn't seen in a long time. It was really fun. Tanya was like, you always run into people. She's like, how do you know so many sober people in Indianapolis? I was like, girl, I've been going to meetings for, I mean, she has too. She's a year behind me. But I used to go to meetings all over. I mean, like, for 2 years, I was going to all East Side meetings. I don't know, for 2 or 3 years, I went to all South Side meetings. I mean, I know people from all over this. Plus, I've served on, I mean, Tanya has too, but I've served on a lot of service positions. So that's one of the ways that you meet people is through service positions and things like that. And you meet people from all over, you know, meetings and whatever. Plus, my sponsor is always dragging my ass to this. She goes to so many different meetings. So I think in Indianapolis, there's like, just in one program, there's like 400 meetings a week. And my sponsor and this friend of hers, like, they made it their goal that they were going to try every meeting. And like, within 2 years, they're going to go to every, I think my sponsor's been to every meeting that exists in Indianapolis. 400 meetings, so that's pretty cool, don't you think? So anyway, so we went to the meeting last night. It was great. It was a great meeting. Got to see a lot of people that I know. It wasn't... I can never do that on command. Can I just tell you that tongue smack? But it was such a good meeting. We had such a good time. Tanya and I were laughing so hard. Oh my God, we got so heated talking about just stupid, the housewives. The housewives. Oh my God, we were talking about Atlanta last night. We were talking about the Real Housewives of, it was on last night. Alex and I will probably watch that tonight. Beverly Hills, the reunion, the last part. We got so heated talking about stuff. But anyway, we got laughing so hard in the car. So this meeting that Tanya decided to go to, so it was kind of like, it was close to her, but like closer to like where Alex's mom used to live. And so I knew where it was, and I told her, and I was like, I know where this is at, this church it's at. She's like, I'm just going to put it in my GPS. Well, the GPS took her this long, speaking of which, this Uber driver that I had last night, it was so nice, but like, I had to keep on telling him, like, I was like, the map, like, it's, you know, and I'm like sitting there pulling on my socks at the beginning and stuff like that. He's like, is it going the wrong, for some reason it was taking him like the real long way. I was like, I mean, you can take it if you want, but it's the real long way. He was like, oh, okay. He was like, I'm just going to trust you. So anyway, so Tani's following this GPS map, and I'm like, girl, I know this area. Alex's mom used to live right over here. Caroline lives right over here. She's like, no, this is the, it has, Tani hates roundabouts. Nikki hates roundabouts. So Tanya's going around this roundabout, and she goes this left way. I go, girl, it was the other way. So then she goes way down. She turns around. She comes back to this roundabout. She goes left, okay, when she was supposed to go straight. I said, girl, the roundabout, we are laughing so hard at this point, right? So she's like, she kept on going, 10 and 2, 10 and 2. So she's like, I know where I'm going. I'm like, okay, first we thought we were going to get to this meeting too early. I said, please don't let us get to this meeting too early. And then we got to stand there, and I don't know none of these people. And that's when she said, you know everybody at these meetings. You're going to know half the room. And I said, please just don't. And I don't like to get to a meeting too early, and I don't like to get to a meeting too late. I don't like to walk into a meeting after it started. It makes me nervous. We do it, like, if it's a meeting I know, if you walk in 2 or 3, first of all, I think it's rude, but if it's a meeting you know, and you get there 2 or 3 minutes while they're still doing, you know, the preamble and all that kind of stuff, it's whatever. But, like, if you get to a meeting that you don't know, and then you walk in, and everybody's like, who are they? You know what I mean? It's real nerve-wracking. So, and then we figure out halfway through the meeting that I'd already been to this meeting before, but it wasn't, I've been to that, oh, look at that, is it a blue jay or a blue bird? What's the difference now? I want to show you, but I'm afraid it'll fly away. Oh, it did just fly away. Damn it, Janet. Anyway, oh, it's so pretty. Is it a bluebird or a blue jay? Let me look it up, and I'm going to tell you. Hold on. I need my Indiana book out here. Okay, bluebird. It had black on its wings. Bluebird. Let's bring it up the Bluebird Bar in Bloomington, Indiana. Okay, bluebird. No, it wasn't a bluebird. Well, it kind of did. A blue jay. I was going to say, it looked like this one that had black on it, and that's more of a blue jay. Blue joy, I put. Blue jay. It was a blue jay. Because this is what it looked like right there. See, I said it had black on its wings. It was so pretty. Come back. Anyway, like halfway through the meeting, Tanya said something. They did something at this meeting that I knew how they did it. And so, and I like said it, and she goes, you've been to this meeting before. And I said, I think I've been to a meeting here before, but I don't think I've been to this meeting here before. Well, first of all, we walk in. A couple women came afterwards, but it was all men. And so we walk in, and I go, and this always happens whenever Tanya and I go to a meeting together. There's always, like, all men there. And I said, girl, is this a men's meeting? Is this a men's literature meeting? And she goes, I don't care. They're going to let me stay. So anyway, but it was mixed group. Because there's men's meetings and women's meetings and stuff like that. But anyway, they were so friendly. Everybody was so nice there. Anyway, we had a good time. So we went to the meeting. Then after that, Tanya was like, do you want to stop and get food somewhere? I was like, I'm not really hungry. And she was like, well, I need to get groceries for Easter. She's like, do you want to go to the grocery store? I was like, yeah, sure. So we went to the grocery store. Oh my God, we were in the grocery store. I miss going to the Meijer and the Walmart and the grocery store with Tanya Jean because we have so much fun. But she was like, do you need anything? And I was like, I want to see what kind of iced coffee they have here because I'm trying, you know, different kinds. Oh, I didn't even tell you about the first part about our coffee. Anyway, so I'll tell you about the grocery store, then I'll tell you about the coffee. So I ended up looking for iced coffee and spent $109 on groceries last night. This is why I don't miss going. I know, listen. Tanya's like, well, you got groceries for a week now. I said, I know, but I'll end up probably DoorDashing and something anyway because I'll get hungry for something. She's like, well, you got all these kind of groceries there. I bought meals. I bought all kinds of stuff. Because see, then I'm there and I get kind of excited in my head about it, you know? And I'm like, okay, well, I won't be back for a while. But anyway, I bought some stuff to review. But the grocery store was real fun, and then she brought me home afterwards. But anyway, we were at the grocery store forever last night. Well, after the meeting, we like talked to people, and then we came to the grocery store. But anyway, so before the meeting, this was the story I was going to tell you. So before the meeting, I said to her, if you're taking me to a literature meeting, she was laughing so hard. I said, if you're going to force me to go to a literature meeting, I said, then you're going to take me to that place that I love to get coffee up the street that we got before the pedicures, which is where I learned about the espresso tonics. It's called Miriam's. I didn't realize it was a chain until today when I was doing this video, or last night. I think it was today I learned it. So anyway, so the place is called Miriam's. It's in Fishers, all right? It's a chain. I didn't know that they have them in other places. So we're in there. I'm getting my espresso tonic. It was so good. Tanya's like, she's leaning up on the counter. I said to the girl, I said, the one that worked there, I said, I fell in love with these things I make. Tanya's like, he made a video about it. He's a YouTuber. I was like, psh, I hate when she does that. She'll always be like, he makes YouTube. I'm like, Tanya, don't tell anybody. Oh, what's your channel called? What do you, I said, it doesn't, nothing you'd want to watch is what I always say to people. I know I should probably market myself better, right? But I'm just like, nothing anybody would care about. But anyway, which is kind of true. So anyway, so Tanya and I are like, we're waiting for our drinks to get made. And so I said, well, let's shop, because they got all this stuff in there, right? So she's looking at this case, like on their, like, you know, where you order your coffee and stuff. She goes, oh my God, they got that Dubai chocolate here. And I go, what? She goes, the Dubai chocolate. She goes, it's viral. She goes, you need to get on TikTok. I go, what is Dubai chocolate? She goes, Peter, it's like everybody is reviewing it on TikTok. It's gone viral. She goes, well, I'm going to get me one. Because when we walked in there, she's like, you're not buying my coffee today. She goes, you always buy my coffee. I said, no, I'm buying your coffee because you're driving me. I really appreciate it. You drive me to the meeting. You take me home. She's like, okay, fine. So then she's like, well, at least let me buy my chocolate. I said, no. I said, I'm going to get the chocolate. I'm going to get one too. $7.99 for this chocolate. A piece. Not a piece. I mean, it was like a bar. So anyway, I did that review today. I said, this will be cool because I can do the review on my review channel. I never even heard of this stuff before. It was good, though. It was really good. I never heard of it before, though. But I got my espresso tonic. It was so good. Oh, my God. I don't know what she does. I mean, I thought I had it figured out the other day when I made it at home. But I don't know what, I mean, she probably uses espresso, first of all. I mean, I use espresso blends and the K-Pods. They actually, on their website, they sell like espresso pods that you can, not K-Pods, but they're like the Nespresso. Does anybody have an espresso machine? Caroline really wants one. But I'm like, I don't think there's really much of a difference to one. Do you think between that, I know when I say that, people that love Nespressos are going to be like, oh no, there's a huge difference. But then you got to buy all the pods for it and stuff. Is there really a difference between Nespresso and Keurig? I think I might have used like an espresso machine at a hotel room one time or something like that. Is there a difference? I would be convinced to buy one if there really was a difference. You know? Is there? I still have those little Demitas cups that my mom used to make espresso in. My dad, when I was growing up, he had one of those big, like you see it like the real coffee shops, you know? Like where they had one at this place last night, Miriam's. It's where you like pull the thing down and you like make the shot of espresso and stuff like that. And you have the little, you know, you put the grounds in there and then you like seal it, stuff like that. My dad had like an actual espresso machine. I don't know where that thing is. It's probably in that cabinet in the corner of the one I still haven't cleaned out yet. It's probably still here in the house. I don't know what I would do with it. Maybe I gave it to my dad. I don't know. Her tulips are so pretty. I was talking to Tony the other day on the phone and I said, I got these like onion plants or something coming right up. She goes, I got tulips. I said, you have tulips? She said, I have tulips in my yard. She goes, I've never planted a tulip. I don't know where they're coming from. I said, that's weird. Is that weird? Or is that normal? I don't know. I'd like for tulips just to come out. But last night was just a perfect night. It just was such a perfect night. Therapy was so good. Alex and I were in such a great mood. Tanya and I had so much fun. We got coffee, went to the grocery store, had a great meeting, saw good friends of ours, met up with some friends of ours. Then I also saw these guys there from this meeting that I knew. It just was such a good meeting it was just such a good, well, the meeting was good last night, but it was just such a good night in general. I don't know. Maybe that's why I slept all night long. Maybe I just felt fulfilled. I don't know. I didn't fight it too hard, though, when I turned that alarm off. I must have needed to sleep. I was so relaxed and so comfortable. So, yeah, that was today. Or that was last night. It was such a great, it was such an, oh, it's the bluebird. Oh, it is. Oh, please don't fly away. I want to show you. I want to show you guys. Somebody's talking about a power washer. Do you see it down there? Oh, Did you guys get to see it at all? It flew away. You know what? I think that's my neighbor next door talking. I wonder if she's talking to the guy that does her yard. I should probably go over there, maybe. It sounds like it's coming from next door. And then I could ask for an estimate on my walkway. I wish that bluebird would come back. It was so pretty. What was it saying in Trip to Bountiful? I'm mildly partial to a... The camera stopped. Am I at an hour already? Anyway, what did she say in Trip to Bountiful? My favorite bird is the scissortail. I think that's what she says. I love cardinals. Cardinals are just so red. It's interesting because my favorite color is blue. I think even if my mom hadn't said that she'd come visit me as a cardinal, I still think a cardinal will be my favorite bird. Maybe. I mean, in Indiana. I do kind of like those like mourning doves, though. They're kind of like, you know, woo, woo. But a blue jay is beautiful too. That's what I was gonna say. You think because I love the color blue, because of my eyes, I love the color blue. That I'd say my favorite bird is a blue jay. But I think still a cardinal. I'd have to see. Do you ever see a blue jay and a cardinal next to each other? I don't know that I have. I'm sure somewhere you do, probably, don't you? When my bird feeders are up, you're gonna see blue jays and cardinals next to each other all over the place. I just love spring. My mom's favorite season was spring. I mean, my favorite season is definitely summer. It used to be fall. It's weird as it's changed as I've gotten older. I mean, I love Halloween, and I love the cold, and when fall comes around, I'll probably say my favorite season is fall, but I think it's changed through the years. I don't know, summer is just so lazy and relaxed. This summer, now that I'm back into physical copy reading, because last summer I wanted to be back into physical copy reading, and I bought all these books, and then I didn't read those books. I just listened to audiobooks. But this year, I am just excited to, like... Did I tell you the other night when I was watching TV, not last night, but the other night, I don't think I talked about this. So we've got all these little metal fans that I bought from time to time. I like these vintage fans. I actually looked up online. I was like, I want to buy some more of these vintage fans, these little small ones. So we've got them in the coat closet down here. Well, I brought one of them out because it was kind of hot in the house. And I brought one down, and then I got cold after I turned it on. But I just liked the sound of it. And Alex was upstairs sleeping. It just was real cozy. I had the candles lit and all that kind of stuff. I don't even know what night it was. But I don't know, just the idea of like sitting out here reading late at night or in the chair and going to the pool all day long, you know, being out in the sun, you know, talking to my neighbors, filming some video. I'm like really excited about summer. But my mom loved spring. She loved the animals coming out in spring. She loved the flowers. My mom, I think my mom's favorite flower was a tulip. She loved tulips. My neighbor on the street, she's got a bunch of tulips around her, I don't know why that just reminded me of that part. Well, hold on. She's got white tulips around her mailbox. But when I just started saying that, it was something about the cadence of how I said it that reminded me of that part in To Kill a Mockingbird. When Dill at the very beginning says, when he's talking to Scout and Jim, and he says, my mama entered my picture in the Beautiful Baby Contest. I won $5 whole with it. My mama gave the money to me, and I went to the picture show 20 times with it. I love Dill so much in that movie. Wonder what he does in there. Wonder what he looks like. Judging from his tracks, Jim says. Oh, it's such a great movie. I love To Kill a Mockingbird so much. It's not quite time yet to watch it, though. It's summertime. Summertime. And Rear Window. Gotta watch Rear Window in the summer. I'm bringing back Peter's Movie Club. I told you guys about that, didn't I? I'm gonna bring it back and do like big movies for the summer. Maybe we'll do Rear Window though. Did we watch Rear Window for Peter's Movie Club yet? I'll have to go in and look at my list of movies. I love Rear Window so much. Well, I was trying to keep it to Tubi. This time I'm just gonna be like, you're gonna have to rent the movie. I don't know what to tell you. If it ain't on Tubi, baby, you're gonna have to find it somewhere because I'm doing the movies I want to do. I want to do the Raiders. I'm trying to wait because I haven't watched the Raiders of the Lost Ark movies. I might have to watch those and then we'll watch them again because I want to watch them in order. I think I've only ever, like, all the way through seen the first Raiders of the Lost Ark movie. I think the other ones I've seen bits and pieces of. The last one, the newest one that just came out like a couple years ago, Tanya watched it and loved it. I have not watched it. So, I think I'm going to do like Close Encounters of a Third Kind. That movie freaked me out as a kid. My mom loved it. Do you know Muncie, Indiana, where Ball State is at? I think it's Muncie, Indiana, is in that movie. If you guys have any recommendations for, I want to do like blockbuster movies for, because you remember like in the summer when we were kids and like the big blockbuster movies that would come out. That's what I want to do, like blockbuster movies. The only movie that, like, well, Stranger Things, the TV show, very much has that vibe to it. I might start watching I always say that though, I'm going to start watching Stranger Things, but there's so many shows to watch that are so good. But I might have to start watching Stranger Things over from the beginning. That's like one show that I think I could do it all the way through. Oh, and Dexter. I want to start Dexter. These are the shows I really wanted to start. I want to watch Dexter. Well, the new season's already out. You, because the final season of You is getting ready to come out. And Handmaid's Tale just started again. I think I want to binge watch Handmaid's Tale. Alex and I watched the first season, but I'm going to have to go back and watch that first season because I don't remember it. I want to watch Handmaid's Tale, and I want to watch You. And then I think I'm going to watch Dexter. You guys tell me in the comment section below, between You and Handmaid's Tale, which one should I binge watch first? I'll let you guys tell me, all right? And I'm going to get off here now. So I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. And what's the temperature supposed to be like tomorrow? Let's see. I'll never remember. It's dropped a degree since I started. It's 58 now. Woo, it's chilly. It's 61 for high today. Tomorrow, 60. You guys are never going to believe this. Friday, high of 80. Oh my God. And then it goes down. Thunderstorms on Saturday, 64. 80 on Friday. Oh my God. Partly cloudy and windy, high around 80. 70s, 60s, 70s, 60s. 75, 76. That's next week, the end of next week. Whew, it's going to be fun. We're halfway through. It feels like the weekend already. I don't know why. Probably because I'm getting ready to go inside and read books and watch TV shows and take a nap. I'm so excited. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. I need to do a thumbnail. I always forget to do a thumbnail. And the battery's flashing. I love you guys. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.